Well, I called it. I didn't really know. We played our last game at Belconnen, which the first semi-final, which we were favourites to win, and we started off really well, and then they just tore us apart. And at half time, we looked really flat, and then halfway through the third quarter, I just thought, no, I think I'm cooked. I think I'm really, really done. And I just said to the boys at 3/4 time, this is it. So it hadn't been sitting there for a long time. It was just all of a sudden I just thought, no, I think this is the right time to make a move. And it just came. And then once I'd made the decision, I thought, it's the right decision. Tough one, but it's because I still really miss Ainslie, but I think it was the right decision for the footy club. Just to treat people with a bit more empathy and deal with people that are all different. Not everybody was addicted to footy and as passionate as footy as I was, so I had to learn that. I also had to learn that rules are put in place for a purpose, and it's probably more important than sometimes that your club has got a really good culture and is a really welcoming place than just being a place where you just want to win. And I think I learned a lot like that I had this great passion, but I also had to make sure that I had the discipline and to make sure that I was really respectful of our club and our club's history. And I think that's where we've been so strong. People started to want to come back to the club because we did it the right way. We really learned to look after each other, and that not just the senior team, which for my first 5 or 6 years, I was very focused on making sure it was all about the seniors. So over the years, I learned that we had to include everybody in the club, and I think that's why the club's so strong. Family, success, culture, because they look after you. They really do. It's been they've been really good to me. So to me, it feels like a family. We're really proud of watching our players not only succeed on the footy field, but succeed from it. And there's lots of people like Ash Harris and Ian Lawless and these kids that run really good businesses now. So I think, and they can always come back. I've always found that they can always ring, and I suppose that's really been the big thing with me. I still get so many calls from kids that I've coached at Ainslie, and even the young Jonty Rivettes that I didn't coach for very long still ring you up. So I think there's a real family connection. The success I'm so proud of. It's a club that it's in its DNA that it succeeds, and it doesn't accept. You go and you speak to these other clubs, and they're happy to make finals. We were never happy to make finals. We expected to win it, and they're always playing the big dance. So I love that about the club, and the culture's just really changed. We're one of the first clubs I know of to bring in a life coach in to make sure that our players could cope with the pressures of the world. I think, and that costs the club money. And everybody thinks Ainslie's loaded with money, but at that stage we were cutting things back, and we still they still had the good fortune to be able to go out and go, let's bring Timmy in and make sure that our mental health of the club is really looked after. And as I said, we were one of the first clubs to do it, and that's something I'm really proud of. I think that's all part of our culture now, that we make sure that we look after all our players, but we've also embraced the whole fact that there's women's footy now is a really huge part of Ainslie. We look after our juniors. I think that's probably through the really good leadership of the people we've got there now. But our culture's really strong, I think.